Ed Van Cise asking for the team's attention as they will be focused now on the release of the HTV. Karen Nyberg is at the controls of the arm. She'll be sending that command for the release coming up at 11:20 this morning. That's in 15 seconds. The robotics officer reports that the trigger has been pulled by Nyberg and the snares are open. This view from the camera on the latching end effector of the arm, you can see the movement of the shadow. They indicate that the HTV and its target apparatus in our field of view slowly changing its orientation from the camera itself. HTV is now slowly drifting out of the captured envelope, slowly drifting away from the Canadarm2. Release took place as scheduled at 11:20 Central Time this morning. And the Canadarm2 has now been commanded to move away from HTV2. Visiting vehicle officer is reporting to the flight director that HTV has a very slight roll rate, well within the expected, what they would see here.
Houston,
and now
space to ground 2. I have HTV retreat commanded and T timer started.
And Houston copies all. Good work.
The visiting vehicle officer also now reporting that the roll rate is back to 0. The vehicle is correcting its attitude and is holding as planned. HTV release right on the rescheduled time of 11:20 Central Time this morning as the International Space Station flew above central Algeria. Here's the view from a camera on the station's starboard side truss looking back. A range of 9 meters now between the arm and the HTV. It's going to be allowed to slowly drift away from the station for 5 minutes before the first planned separation maneuver. Just over 4 minutes now since the release of the HTV from the International Space Station's Canadarm2. Out at a range now of about 23 meters from the station. Release went without any issues. The Karen Nyberg commanded the release of the snares and the latching end effector. HTV began to drift back. She then commanded the arm to withdraw and to move away from HTV.
Station Houston for HTV. So far, so good. Safety net is enabled.
Okay, and FYI, we do see a little delta that the VGO is 003 instead of 004.
We copy. We see the same down here. And Karen and Luca, the IDM-1 maneuver is loaded. Please perform step number 2 in 1.602.
The first separation burn is complete. The IDM-1 maneuver, which imparts a change of velocity of 0.04 meters per second, burned only a couple of seconds long. That was initiated and completed as planned, and that will begin to open up the separation between HTV and the International Space Station.
And Station Houston, the IDM-1 maneuver is complete. Please perform step number 3 in 1.602. And while I have you, I'd like to say to you guys, Karen, Luca, and the rest of the E-36 crew, as well as to our entire HTV-4 family and team, great work and congratulations for a very successful Kounotori mission so far. We could not have hoped for a better mission. HTV still has a few more days to go, so good luck. Kounotori wa nimotsu dake de wa naku takusan no hito no kibo mo hakkonde kuremashita. Nokori no mission mo gabatta kudasai.
Congratulations to the entire team, and thanks so much. We got a lot of supplies and hardware and science up from HTV, and also some fresh fruit. We really appreciate it, and best of luck to HTV on her return.
Thanks for the great words, Karen. And we are ready for Block 3 in 1.602.
The International Space Station now moving out away from the International Space Station. The rate is picked up just a little bit after the successful completion of the first separation burn that took place at 11:26 Central Time this morning. The second separation burn will take place 10 minutes after the first. We also heard spacecraft communicator Mike Fink relaying congratulations to the crew and the rest of the team. He did that message in English and a slightly different message in Japanese for Fink, who is a Japanese speaker. The Japanese language message that he sent translates as, "Thanks to Kounotori for taking up not only cargo, but also many people's hopes. Good luck for the rest of the mission." You can see the International Space Station now flying, moving into orbital nighttime as it flies above Central Africa, heading on a southeasterly course that will take it over just the southern end of Madagascar and out across another pass above the Indian Ocean. It'll take it south of Australia. HTV-4 was successfully released from the station at 11:20 Houston time this morning, when flight engineer Karen Nyberg sent the commands for Canadarm2 to release the grapple fixture on HTV. The first separation maneuver, known as the IDM or ISS departure maneuver, took place at 11:26 this morning. Very short burn with a change of velocity of just 0.04 meters per second. HTV is now just over 31 meters away from the International Space Station, opening up at 0.06 meters per second. The second separation burn, the IDM number 2, which is a 0.2 meters per second burn, is scheduled to take place just about 10 minutes after the first, so that would be at 11:36, 11:37 Houston time. A live look at the HTV flight control team at the Japanese control center in Tsukuba, Japan. It's just outside of Tokyo. Seeing the same live views from the station that we are, and seeing no problems with any of the systems on board the HTV. There have been no reports of any issues. HTV is now just shy of 39 meters away from the station. The opening rate is picked up slightly to 0.07 meters per second. The next separation burn is targeted for just a few seconds before 15 minutes after the release. The release at 11:20 this morning. That would put the next burn at about 11:35, 11:36. No issues at all since the release of the HTV. The spacecraft systems are fine. The flight control team in Tsukuba will be in control of the flight of Kounotori 4. Range now 45 meters, and the range rate, the opening rate at almost to 0.09 meters per second. We're within a couple of minutes now. The next separation maneuver, a 0.2 meters per second burn, known as the ISS Departure Maneuver 2. It'll take place coming up here in a matter of just a couple of minutes. Teams in Houston now reporting we're 90 seconds away from the second separation burn. HTV now a little over 53 meters away from the station, opening up at 1/10 of a meter per second.
Station Houston on 2, IDM 2 maneuver is loaded. Please perform step 4 in 1.602.
Expecting the next burn to start here within 10 seconds. Second separation burn is now underway. And the IDM number 2 is complete just before 11:37 Central Time. HTV is now 65 meters away from the station. Opening rate now moving above 1/10 of a meter per second. Team in Houston reporting that the burn took place as planned, and HTV is beginning to accelerate its move away from the station, now up to just 75 meters. The separation rate of 0.15 meters per second.
Station Houston on 2 for Karen and Luca. IDM 2 maneuver is complete. Please perform step number 5 in 1.602, and the 24-hour safe trajectory is confirmed. How copy?
Houston Cupola on 2, we copy IDM 2 complete, step 5 is complete, and we copy that the trajectory for 24 hours is valid.
Good read back. Thanks, Luca.
The second separation burn was started and completed at 11:36 Houston time this morning. HTV is now 93 meters away from the station. The opening rate is now at 0.2 meters per second. The third separation burn is scheduled just about 12 minutes after the second for when the vehicle reaches a range of 300 meters from the International Space Station.